Thank you so much for chatting to us this morning.
No worries, Alex.
So it was announced yesterday that there officially won't be a year 13. Firstly, do you think this is a good move?
Oh, I think it's a great move. I think always if we hold kids back for a year in school, it just adds pressure to them. It disrupts their whole life. And we need to move forward and not let this pandemic control us, but be aware that we can put things into place to make sure kids are properly supported. So I think it's been a clever move to not panic.
So I know that it's a state-by-state kind of thing, but how do you think that they'll combat the fact that, there's obviously lots of disruptions?
Well, I think all the states are working together, and of course the universities are working together, and ATAR, which is the kind of the university ranking system to allow you, the mark system to let you into universities, is a national system. So I think they can work collegially together, and I think with the supports that are being developed to put into place for students, it's not going to be as problematic. I guess the big thing I would say to families and to people in year 12 is just don't panic, that we will find a way to support you the best you can so you're not disadvantaged.
But what about kids moving into their first year of uni next year that are in year 12 at the moment? I mean, if we look away from the marks and the actual education for a moment, what does that kind of mean for them? Do you think they'll have difficulty transitioning?
I don't think they will. When people go to university, they find that it is a slightly different system to school anyway, so they have to readjust. They've had 11 full years of education in front of a classroom for most kids. This 1 year where they'll be doing more online maybe actually will help them to prepare for being more self-sufficient in their learning, which they need to be at university anyway. So I think actually this will not disadvantage them at all, and universities are fully aware of the problems and challenges the students are going to have, and they will put things in place as they do to make sure that all students are supported. And remembering as well that you don't have to go straight to university from finishing year 12, so there's also other opportunities and pathways to get there if you find your year 12 is not the success you hoped it would be.
And you mentioned, one of the most important pieces of advice you have is to not panic. Do you have any other suggestions for anyone who's in year 12 or even parents of year 12 kids listening?
The key thing for doing any year 12 exam is to be aware of the kind of questions you'll be asked. Most of the work you actually have done in year 10 and year 11, and year 12 is about pulling that knowledge you've spent your life at school doing back together, making sure that you can answer the kind of questions that will be asked in the exams. As always, there will be that internal school element to your overall mark. So just stay focused on your work. This is not home time. This is still school. You've got to be doing the reading. You've got to be doing the questioning. You've got to be contacting your teachers for ideas you don't understand. And just keep that revision focus, which you should have already anyway, to prepare you for those exams in September and October.
David, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us this morning.
My pleasure, anytime.